Okay, welcome back. We are continuing in Module 3, Topic 2, Lesson 1, Activity 1, page 403. So there's just a whole bunch of reading on this page. I'll read through it. You can follow along. Using substitution to understand equality. Our habits of mind, our motto with mathematics, use appropriate tools strategically. So it says, recall that an equation is a statement of equality between two expressions. An equation that can contain numbers, variables, or both in the same mathematical sentence. Consider the equation 8 plus 4 equals blank plus 5. It has an unknown number, which is here at the blank. One way to determine the unknown number in an equation is to rewrite the expressions on both sides of the equal sign until they match. Then it tells us to consider the reasonings of Riley, Clover, and Fiona to determine the unknown number. So Fiona and Clover, thumbs up. Riley, thumbs down. So let's see what Riley did. Okay, so Riley says, the equal sign tells me to perform the operation on the left in the equation, which is this equation right here. I'll write that down here. 8 plus 4 equals blank plus 5. So did 8 plus 4, and then said 12 plus 5 equals 17, therefore the unknown number is 17. So it looks like took the 12 and put it here, and then added these two and said the unknown number was 17. That's not what that is asking. Fiona says, I can determine the unknown number by rewriting both expressions. So we had 8 plus 4 equals blank plus 5. So Fiona said 8 plus 4 can be the same as 7 plus 1 plus 4. And for the plus 5 side, changed it to 1 plus 4. So then kept the 1 plus 4 here. So both of these have a 4. This has a 1. And this one has a 7. So therefore this one has to be a 7. The unknown is 7. And that makes sense. It would make it true all the way across. Okay, and then Clover. The equal sign means that the expressions on each side have the same value. I can take 1 from 8 and give it to the 4 and keep the value of the expression the same. So if you take 1 from 8 and rewrite that as 7 and then just give that 1 over here, then that 4 plus 1 makes it a 5. So this would be 7 plus 5, and therefore this unknown number would also be 7 plus 5. Did you know the reflexive property of equality states that a number is always equal to itself? If A is a number, then A equals A. So when both sides of an equation look exactly the same, their values are equal. So like 3 does in fact equal 3. Or 4 plus 1 equals 4 plus 1. Okay, moving on, page 404. What is the unknown number in the equation 8 plus 4 equals blank plus 5? So this is like, when I see this, I automatically see a 12 here, and then I'm thinking blank plus 5 to equal 12, and I can fill in the 7. And then it says to explain why that makes sense. Well, because if the unknown number is 7, then the expression on the left and right both evaluate to 12. So then 12 equals 12. Okay, then it says, explain the error in Riley's reasoning. So let's look back and remember what Riley did. So remember, Riley did 8 plus 4 and got 12 and put the 12 here and then added those together to get 17. So how do we write that? So Riley added 8 plus 4 to get 12 on the left side of the equation. She then used the value of 12 in the unknown blank to get 17, comma, instead of looking for a value that equals 12 when added to 5. That's kind of lengthy, so pause that if you need to get it written. How are Fiona's reasoning and Clover's reasoning similar, and how are they different? So let's kind of look at similar here first. So what did they do? So it looks like they both rewrote the expressions so that they would kind of mirror each other on each side. Let's see, so they both rewrote expressions so they, we'll just say, looked the same on each side. And then what did they do that was different? So let's see, Fiona kept the 4. Let's zoom in here a bit. She kept the 4 and changed the 8 to 7 plus 1. And it looks like Clover didn't do, neither one of them. Oh, Fiona also took the 5 and turned it into a 1 plus 4. Clover let the 5 go, but then changed the 8 and 4 so that the 4 looked like the 5, so 4 plus 1. So decompose this 8 to make it 7. So let's see how we can write that. So Fiona left the value so different. So Fiona left left the value of 4 the same, and decomposed the values of 5 and 8. Clover left the, let's just double check. Oh, I need to zoom out here. I'm so sorry. I did not even realize that. I'm so sorry. Clover left the 5 here. Okay. I am so sorry. You guys are probably all yelling at me right now, aren't you? Clover left the 5 value the same, and decomposed the 8 and 4. Okay, you should probably pause so that you can get that written. I'm so sorry that I did not realize I was still zoomed in there. Okay, so moving on here, it says consider the equation 31 plus 67 equals blank plus 12. Determine the unknown number by rewriting the expressions on either side of the equal sign until they match. Okay, so 31 plus 67 equals blank plus 12. Okay, so we need to get something over here to have a 12. So let's see, if I was going to change 67 to 12, what would I have to do? And I would have to do 67 minus 55. So 67 minus 55 gives me 12. But if I take 55 off of here, then I'm going to need it added onto here so that I'm not actually changing the value. So 31 plus 55 is 86. So this must be 86 plus 12. So the unknown number is 86. How did you use reasoning to determine the unknown number? So, well, I added the same amount. Which was 55, to 31 that I subtracted from 67. So by doing that, I'm not changing the value at all for that. How can you check your answer to make sure it's correct? Well, I can substitute my answer back into the original equation. So we had 31 plus 67 equals, so we're going to say 86 plus 12. So 7 plus 1 is 8, 6 plus 3 is 9, so we have 98 equals 6 plus 2 is 8, 8 plus 1 is 9. So it checks out. Use your number sense reasoning to determine each unknown number. Show your work. So 85 plus 45 equals something plus 60. Well, if I'm going to make that turn into a 60, and I'm going to have to add 15 to it. So 45 plus 15 gives me 60. So if I'm adding 15 to this number, I need to subtract it from here. So I'm not actually changing its value. So 85 minus 15 gives us 70 plus 60. So this would end up being a 70 here. And then we can check it, 70 plus 60 on this side, 85 plus 45 on this side. 70 plus 60 is 130, 5 plus 5 is 10, carry a 1, 1 plus 8 is 9, plus 4 is 13. So we are correct. 9 plus 23 equals something plus 14. Well, let's see. Maybe let's make this one let's see. Let's keep the 9, but then for the 23, let's see. I'm going to pause for a moment. Okay, I wanted to do this one a little bit differently. So I know that I can get a 9 plus 5 to be a 14 here. So over here, I know 5 plus 18 gives me 23. So 9 plus, and then 5 plus 18, so it's 9 plus 23 equals something plus 9 plus 5. So now I see I can regroup this. I can do this like this. 9 plus 5 plus 18 equals blank. Oh, there's a plus sign there. Plus 9 plus 5. I could put the 18 here and the 9 plus 5 here, but you guys already know the answer. It just kind of jumps right out there at you. So it's going to be an 18. Okay, moving on. Oh no, we're going to do that on the next video. That's activity 2.